All right, guys. So the layout, right? Let's do a breakdown of the layout here. All right. First things first, once you open it up, this is what you're going to get, right? You got your chart, you got your dealing rates, again, your instruments. They just, they name the instruments, but it's just your pairs, right? And then you have your open position. Now, one thing that I want to do really quickly, right, is I want to change, show you guys the options that you have for changing the way that things look, okay? And just right off the bat, we'll go to view and then we'll go to interface type, right? So you got 3 interface types, all right? So we'll go through each one. Let's go to the FX Voyager toolbar interface, all right? I'll click that and boom, right? So it gives you these options with these, when you click on the tabs, right? So if we go back, right, under view and we hit it to application, right, it takes that away. So it's just like regular, regular windows, if you will, right? You know what I mean? It's not nice and fancy or pretty or anything like that. It's just regular. All right. Now we can switch it back to the Voyager toolbar. And now you get more options. It's like your Outlook email or something like that, right? Where when you hover over a tab, you get to see all of the options in a more graphical way, right? So you won't make any mistake about what it is that you're choosing and what it is that you want to do. So right here on the home tab, right, we got buy or sell, the chart, the instruments, the profiles if you build one, and then the robots, right? The what do you call them? EAs, right? The Emmett, the expert advisor. That's what it is, EA. But this is where you do all your automated trading and what have you. All right. On the view tab, all right, you can put it in full screen. You can arrange the windows, auto arrange them. So like, let's say if I do like this, right, and I hit auto arrange, right, it'll take up that space in some way, shape, or form. So in this case, it put the chart on the left, it put my pairs on the right. All right. So again, that's what that is. The new workspace, guys, if you hit it, it just gives you a new workspace. We got to, boom, 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 test, and boom, here it is, right? New workspace. Now, we can close that workspace. Yep, go ahead and close it, right? Easy as that. And you have the interface type that we're switching in between. Give you guys a look at that. Now the skin, all right? This is something that, I've realized matters to me, right? So here's modern. Let's switch it over really quick to classic, and you guys will be prompted to restart it. But once it reloads, you guys will see what I mean. So we had this black, that we had on modern, and now when we load up, you can already see it's giving us more of a lighter feel to it. Okay, so just giving it a little bit more time, and kaboom, right? Now we're in more of a lighter color, right? And it also gives this like little glossiness to it. So it almost feels like Windows 11 or whatever, right? You know what I mean? It just gives it a little bit more oomph. Okay, so this is really good. If you like this kind of stuff, right? And me personally, I like it. So I'm usually in classic mode, and Voyager. I have Voyager on with classic mode, and I dress things up, accordingly, right? So it also changed the toolbar. I mean the chart, right? Where we went, we had the black and white or whatever. It changed that to white, made our candles red and green, and it looks pretty clean for the most part. All right. And the last part of like the interface is disabling the skin, right? So if we do that now, again, you see how nice and round, most of this is. If we disable the skin, right, hit yes. All right, give it a moment. Here we go. Okay, but now you see it's all blocky, right? We don't have that nice little, glossy Windows 11 theme, right? It's not there anymore. And who knows, maybe you like that, right? Maybe you don't want it taking up all that, giving you glossy glare or whatever, right? Maybe it hurts your eyes. I have no idea. But the point is you have the option to turn that off. So for me, again, I'm just going to go right back and switch, okay, back to Voyager, all right? And then I will also, if it doesn't turn it on for me automatically, I will go back to classic mode so that we can see what that looks like. All right, well, it did it automatically for me. All right, so I'm in Voyager. So when I hit these tabs, I can see all my options. And then classic and modern, right? It just gives you either, like a darker fill or a lighter fill, and then, gives you the gloss or kind of no gloss, right? Just depends on what you got going on. Again, the application will just take this, this big part away to where you can see all the options, and it'll just give you home view, right? It'll just give you the menu options, but it won't give you like the actual actions underneath those menu options in these big icons. All right. So over to trade, right? And self-explanatory. So we get into our sell, our buy. We can close the position from here. Another little neat thing is that, like, if we're in a lot of positions, it'll give you the option to close all positions all at once. That is a very neat feature, right? It comes in handy a lot. Hedging. So if you're in a buy and you want to switch it over to a sell, that's one button press and it can do that. Right here are your order entries, right? For your buy limit, your sell limit, your buy stop, and your sell stop. Right here's where you can, after you get into a buy or a sell, right, you can put a stop for your stop loss, and your limit is basically your take profit, guys. All right, so don't let that confuse you in case you don't know, that that's what it is, but that's what it is. It's just your take profit. Here's where you can modify it or, remove the order, any order that you may have in your order window from this area. All right. And then price alerts, once again, guys, unlimited, and that is a beautiful thing. So over to Windows, right, dealing rate. So here's where it gets interesting, because with these options, guys, when you're trying to customize the chart and customize how things look, you're going to notice that some of these that you have up, they won't necessarily come up twice. So like, let's say dealing rates table. All right, if I hit it, right, you'll see that it's already here. Okay, no, this is the one. But if I hit it again, okay, it won't give me an additional one. So it's just something that you need to know. Also, typically, if you had the dealing rates on a workspace, like on one of these, right? So there's no dealing rate on this workspace, but if I click it, okay, it puts it. So maybe it's just, well, no, it brought me back over to the original tab. So this is what I'm talking about. Like, this may be a little bit of a issue when you're trying to customize, your actual workspaces, and you want this dealing rate to be on this workspace, but you also want it to be on this one. It's not going to give you that luxury, right? It's going to be like, oh, you want that dealing chart? Oh, go back over to the workspace that you have it on. All right. So again, just a little something, if you will, like a little tip to look out for as you're trying to customize your workspaces, with these windows. So all of these windows are, their own separate windows that will pop up, and you can place them wherever you want to place them by resizing them and what have you. All right. But this is going to be one that we're going to break down, in another video, just more detail. All right. Charts, pretty self-explanatory. Open a new chart, right? It's really weird how they have this, and this is something I don't like. Right, back with MT4, we used to be able to just, do a drag and drop. So if I wanted to see USD, I used to be able to just take it from where it's showing on the watch list or the instruments, and I could drag it and it'll pull it up, right? But I can't drag and drop anymore, and I do not like that, because this, that's a quick way to pull up a chart, and instead of doing that, right, you have to go to the drop down and go through your pairs and then select it. Now that chart loads up. It's to me, that's a bit of a pain. Hopefully they can change that down the line, but it is what it is. Okay, so charts, pretty self-explanatory stuff here, and I'll show you guys how to dress up everything, make it look nice, even give you that feel of what it was before with MT4, so that it doesn't feel too foreign, right? But all of this stuff, guys, is really pretty simple. It's just, you need a little bit of time to play with it. And then before you know it, you're back to, rolling like, nothing ever happened. All right. So this is the interface. I want to give you guys a little, view of, what it looks like with some of these options. And now we'll dive more deeper into this ActTrader. All right. So we can get this thing